In the first gallery for the exhibition, Dialogue and Defiance, Clyfford Still and the Abstract Expressionists, visitors experience really an introduction to all of the themes of the exhibition. Clyfford Still in community, Clyfford Still in visual dialogue with other artists. The archival material shows how Clyfford Still talked with his students, but also interacted with artists. For many years, Still taught. And I think in a lot of ways, teaching is about creating a community of trust in the classroom, community of exploration. And we actually have a flyer from one of his summer courses that specifically says that part of his painting class will contain or will foster conversation among the students. So, being able to foster that talking, that discussion, I think is a critical part of how teachers create community. Visitors will see paintings by Still that resemble early Mark Rothko works. So the sort of splotches of color intermingled on the canvas, but also later works by Rothko, the floating rectangles, Still experiments with that composition as well. So in the first gallery, visitors will get a sense of how Still and Mark Rothko were in visual dialogue with each other. Still's relationship with Mark Rothko was probably the deepest relationship that he had with all of the artists. I think they met early on. They talked about big metaphysical ideas, those big ideas that drove them to be artists. And I think Still, really pushed and encouraged Rothko to go in a completely abstract direction. And there was still quite a lot of visual dialogue between them, even into the early 50s. Still's relationship with Jackson Pollock wasn't as close as it was with Rothko or Newman. I don't think Still had a lot of patience for Pollock, especially after Pollock had had a few drinks. But I think Still saw something in Pollock and appreciated something in Pollock that he didn't necessarily always feel towards other artists. In Gallery 6, viewers will see paintings by Still that resemble paintings by Barnett Newman. And more than any other artist, especially in the very early 1950s, Still and Newman were painting very similarly. And so you can see them both exploring a painting's scale, the size, how big of a monochrome painting one can make. And so you can see that visual dialogue play out. Still's relationship with Barnett Newman was probably contentious from the beginning. They were more like frenemies than friends. I think, like Rothko, they had big ideas about what painting could be and what painting could do in this time after the Second World War. And they shared a visual idiom much more closely than he did with Rothko. But I think eventually that also caused tensions. Later, when the story of abstract expressionism was being codified, there was a lot of jockeying about who painted what first.